I'm certain you'll have a lot of chances to shower George Bush with more pungent lines today, but let's practice a little solidarity here. When I say, Mr. President, you say enough is enough. But first, let's try a little humor with this. Mr. President. Come on, you can do better than that. Mr. President. On October 3rd, 2001, George Bush told us, I'm here to make an announcement that this Thursday, ticket counters and airplanes will fly out of Ronald Reagan Airport. Flying ticket counters and airplanes, Mr. President? On August 5th, 2005, George Bush told us that our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country, and neither do we. That's your strategy, Mr. President? Well, the harm George Bush has done to this country is endless. Let me recount just a few of the ways he's harmed this country we love. America's lost 3.2 million manufacturing jobs, Mr. President. America's national debt has doubled to $8.2 trillion, Mr. President. Billions of Hurricane Katrina's relief monies were wasted, and tens of thousands of New Orleans residents were left to fend for themselves, Mr. President. Your Medicare drug program has made insurance and pharmaceutical companies richer and the seniors poorer, Mr. President. Last year, because of your policies, America achieved a negative savings rate, Mr. President. The price of gasoline has soared to $3.25 a gallon, Mr. President. America's annual trade deficit is fast approaching $1 trillion, Mr. President. Hundreds of thousands of America's workers saw their pensions, everything they worked for 20, 30, and 35 years, wiped out over the last 2 years, Mr. President. Thousands of railroad workers saw their contract negotiations illegally held hostage by your government and their employers for and when the working men who were most directly affected by the terrorist attacks, the working men and women, the workers in aerospace and transportation industries, asked for your help, and you chose to give all the help you could to the fat cats and the executives and screw the workers, Mr. President. And when millions of Americans lost their jobs, their incomes, and their homes, and yes, even members of their family, what did you do, George Bush? Nothing, not one goddamn thing, except to go on long vacations, Mr. President. And when thousands of Americans gave their lives for this country in Iraq and Afghanistan, Mr. President. And when 10,000 more came home with cruel and debilitating wounds, your Veterans Administration and your military hospitals treated them like second-class citizens, Mr. President. And when the American people voted to end this systemic failure, Mr. President, you want to occupy a foreign land and police a civil war, Mr. President. You want to surge into Baghdad, Mr. President. Then you have earned the enemy of an entire people, the enmity of the American people, sir, and you well deserve that special place reserved in history for such colossal failures. You will have earned the dismal distinction of being the worst of the worst, Mr. President. And Mr. President, and Mr. President, and Mr. President, but the good news is this, brothers and sisters. Mr. President, you won't be number 43 for that much longer. On January 20, 2009, your term of misinformation, malfeasance, and misfeasance will come to an end. And on that day, the first day of a new Democratic administration, you will automatically become the single worst president in the entire history of the United States. And that dubious honor will be etched in stone for decades, if not centuries to come, Mr. President. Brothers and sisters, what have we had? And we're going to make a change, and we're going to use solidarity to do it. Brothers and sisters, this is a great gathering for the right reasons. It's for the people and the workers of the United States of America. Thank you.